we just finished our Face of the Franchise walkthrough. Walkthrough. I would keep doing the actual like gameplay they give you for Face of the Franchise, but they don't let you like take care of the player and stuff like that from my experience with it before. If I mess up this year and they actually fix that stuff, that's on me, my bad. I'll do something next year with the actual Face of the Franchise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the running back, and you guys saw how the thing ended. He ended up where he is now, and where he is now is in Atlanta. He had gotten a shoulder injury at the end of the other one. Hurt his shoulder, so it was questionable. Things went like that. He slipped into the second round, and the Falcons actually was able to pick him up and Kyle Pitts in the same draft. So they have that safety that they picked in the second round right there. So the first thing we're going to do before we do anything else is we are going to give him to another team for a third round pick. We're going to take a third round pick. We're not even going to take a second. So we're going to give him to another team that's actually going to use him, and we're going to do that. So we're going to go do that right now. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be within a division. I think we're going to give him to Carolina. Now, most of the time you don't do trades within division, especially with something like that, but it's Carolina. I don't really see Carolina being the biggest threat to us this year. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm just going to take that from them. They're third. And they don't have a second. So this, I mean, I am like sort of screwing them a little bit. I will give them, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give them I'll give them a sixth. I'll give them a sixth so that they have another pick as well. So boom, there we go. We do that. That's the first thing we're going to do. Now, I'm going to go through this team, and I'm going to let you know that this team is going to look completely different now after we do this than how it's going to be if you load into this, if you start your own franchise. I personally am a Falcons fan. I have not liked the direction that they've gone in the last few years, so I'm trying to make not major changes, but I'm trying to make changes that I know would be helpful for them, especially in the game of Madden, because I've been playing Madden for so long, so I know it'll be helpful for them. So because we gained Casanova Hope, as you see right now, he is a superstar running back. They have him as an X factor in franchise mode, but I don't want to do that. If he wins Rookie of the Year, he can get X Factor or whatever. Him being able to have abilities as a superstar is good enough for me. So we are actually going to move Mike Davis. That is going to be the first thing we're going to do. And one thing that I know is that this offensive line needs a lot of help. A lot of help. And the team that I know could give away a lineman, preferably right here, Reisner. I would love to get Reisner. I'll even swap one of my thirds right here that I have. I'll make it the later third, and I'll swap it for a fourth with them if they're cool with that, and that most likely will go through. That's funny how I'm making a trade with the Broncos when Broncos fan comes online. So we got this. We have an 81 overall running back that's helpful for them. We need a left guard really bad. So this helps both ends, and they move up in the draft a little bit when we swap and pick. So they're the same overall. It's helpful for them. It's helpful for us. And we're going to get rid of that right there. Now, another thing I'm really excited about, because I am sick and tired of Matt Ryan doing things to make the team worse. He chokes in the playoffs. He doesn't perform when he needs to. He's losing his touch on the long ball, which is one of the major reasons why Julio Jones wants to leave, outside of the fact of us not performing well enough. So I'm moving on from him. And I'm moving on from him and picking up somebody who said he would be very happy to play in Atlanta, because every time you see an interview with the guy, he talks about where he's from. He's from Atlanta, and he's very proud of that. And this quarterback right here that we're giving to this team has the same exact play style as the rookie they just picked up this year in the draft. So he could mentor this kid and give him a great opportunity to pick up the skills that he has and further the team right here in Mac Jones. We also are going to try to get a second round pick along with it, because it's a significant overall decrease. And Cam Newton hasn't really proven himself lately. Matt Ryan's still one of the like top 10, top 11 quarterbacks in the league, and he could give a lot of tips to a young kid who could take over the franchise when he retires. So I'm gonna see if I can get a second rounder out of it. I feel like it's a possible deal. It definitely could be something that goes through, and boom, just like that, we make the move. That's helpful in so many ways. Cam Newton comes over. He's going to be a quarterback who continues to upgrade throughout the season. He is old. He only has normal development, so this is a 1-year kind of thing. I'm going to try to get either somebody in the draft, one, or I'm going to try to see if somebody's in free agency at the end of the year. But right now, for what I want to do with this team, this is a great pickup. Great pickup. So we're going to keep that going. We're going to move the jersey numbers and all that stuff around after. I'm going to do that off camera. You don't have to worry about him being number 6 right now. He's going to be number 1. Don't worry about it. Don't get me wrong. I liked watching him. I'm from Rhode Island, you know. So Patriots football comes on all the time, and he seems to always find his way around the ball in real life, but this is Madden. It's not like that. So I'm gonna get rid of him and one of the extra corners we have, because we don't have great corners, but we do have depth with it. And I'm sure there's a free agent corner that we could pick up that's a veteran, because they're also old except for Fabian Moreau, sorry, not Monroe. And I know what team I want to go after for this trade as well. He's not necessarily young. He is more athletic than Duron Harmon. He's less expensive. He's about to be 30, but Duron Harmon's a little bit older than he is. So this is a move I also want to make right now, because I could still have him for a year or two before I make it a necessity to go after this as an issue. We're gonna do that, and then I'm also, I don't know if you're noticing or not, but I am heavy loading on draft right now. So we are gonna offer up Duron Harmon and Oliver for Anthony Harris and a 3rd round pick, and see what they have to say. Declined a little bit, but we're gonna be able to make this one go through. Let's see what we can give away to make it happen. We have a 7 and a 5 we can give away. I don't really like 6 rounders and 7 rounders in Madden. I would rather get a player that I'm actually okay with, and I get a 3rd rounder in return. And we're gonna try and see if we can make something happen with some of the players we have left over in some of these draft picks. So I'm gonna go try to see what I can do, and then I'm gonna come back and let you guys know what I have going on, but it's gonna be edited, so you guys are gonna see it right away. I found yellow interest in a 73 overall high cap value player in Dante Fowler Jr. for the Chiefs, and I know what player I'm gonna go for right here. We have a nice receiver in Calvin Ridley, and then we have Russell Gage, who is a good slot corner or 3rd option, but we don't have a number 2 right now. We have Kyle Pitts, but it would be nice for those players to have other ones to drag coverages away or to get themselves open if the main players are focused on the deeper threats. So that person is going to be Mecole Hardman. And we are going to get him, hopefully, with one of these and one of the 3rds that we got. We could use a 2nd and try to do something bigger than that, but I'm happy with what I have right now. I'm going to even see if I can pull it off with a 4th to see if I can get Mecole Hardman. See what I can do here. Do that. Let's see. Dante Fowler in a 4th. And we get it. That's huge. That's huge. I didn't make any more changes so far. All the stuff that you've seen so far, the only changes, the only trades that are going to happen this year, I'm not going to do any before the trade line or trade deadline or whatever. This is how I want the team to be for year number 1. Now, I am going to be picking up a few free agents. I'm not going to be using them to trade with other people or anything like that. They're going to be on the team to stay. And the reason I'm going to be doing this is to fill out a little bit of depth and to add another veteran presence on the DB area for cornerbacks. So with that being said, I might also bring in a route running wide receiver and a backup quarterback that I feel comfortable having on the team in case Cam Newton does go down throughout the years, because injuries will be on, and they also will be custom sliders to make the games more realistic. But without dragging on too much, we are going to go into free agency and make a couple of deals happen. Oh, Brett Hundley is interesting. 83 speed, throw power, 86. I mean, he's not going to throw that shit deep, but Cam Newton don't throw it that deep either. His medium and deep accuracy is iffy. His short accuracy is okay. This is something that I can work with. Throw under pressure 76. Don't really care about break check. Play actions in the 70s. Throw under pressures there. Yeah. Brett Hundley's looking like the guy. He's going to be the backup, and he's only for $1 million. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. This might be the only free agent I spent decent money on. Golden Tate is somebody I like a lot. Somebody I thought the Patriots might even go after in real life because of his route running ability, and there was rumors going around that he might find an area over there. I think this is somebody I actually am, because we're going to have Calvin Ridley, who's a phenomenal wide receiver who can do everything. He's a little short. Golden Tate's also a little short. We have Nicole Hardman, who's a deep threat over the middle, and then we have Russell Gage. That's a good 4, especially when you throw Kyle Pitts into the mix. That's definitely something I'm going to do. Left tackles. I am going to look at line here because our line's just not it. I don't like what I see there either. That's interesting. Both of these are interesting. Let's see. The run block finesse and all that stuff is cool, but I just want the straight up pass block and run block. Pass block 77, run block there. That one's more, this one's more well balanced. Impact blocking, whatever. How much is this one gonna cost? Less than 3 million for that? How much money we sitting at? 54 million? Before 54 million before we get rid of the people that we have to cut on the team, which is something that we also have to keep in mind because we are going to get rid of some cap room. So I think that's a deal that we are going to make. Being over 50 million is something that I want going into the off season, because I'm not trying to make a million moves this year, but I could definitely make the team a lot stronger. Let me see what's up with this. We're going to do speed. We're going to do man coverage and zone coverage right here. 4 years experience. He's still young. I want a veteran there. 91 Excel. Fabian Morrow's just got to be the guy, I guess. We are gonna pick him up. We're gonna pick up Conley. So those are the free agents we're gonna pick up. I'm not looking at anything else. We're good everywhere else. Those are the only positions I was really worried about. I'm going to cut players. I'm not going to show you all the players I cut. This is going to be one of those things where I'm going to edit it out, so you're going to see it right away when I go into the next thing. And then after that, I'm just going to give an overview of what the team completely looks like after that, and then the video is going to be over and we're going to go into kind of like preseason highlights and all that stuff. Alright guys, the team is ready and it is the final product. I will go through, I will show you guys what we have going on. This is the final roster. We have 51 men on the team. You can have up to 53. I have 51 and I'm happy with who I have. This is what we're going to rock out with for the whole season. We got Cam Newton, gave him the number 1. Like I said, we have Brent Hundley as a backup quarterback right here. If somebody wants his number changed, if they put it in the comments or whatever, we can do that. And honestly, if anybody watches this, feel free to give a little bit of feedback. If you guys have a particular player you like on the team and you want it customized a certain way or something like that, I don't mind doing that so that you guys feel like you have a little bit of part in the series. So with that being said, we have the running back from the Face of the Franchise series on the team. This is the team that he got drafted by, quote unquote. This is what I want to happen so I can rebuild the team. So we have that. We have him. We have Cordero Patterson as the receiving back as number 2. We have this rookie that we drafted as number 3. But I don't know how much longer on the team. If we develop him a little bit, he might get traded next year, because I have a feeling the running back we have is going to be the future. We have Calvin Ridley as the number 1 wideout. We have abilities on him that's going to be huge this year. We have Golden Tate for probably his last season or his second to last season. He's only going to have a 1-year stint with us, I can guarantee you that, but he's going to do great for us. We have the deep threat in Nicole Hardman, while we have Calvin Ridley going over the middle of the field and getting himself open. That's also going to be huge. I'm pretty sure he wasn't number 13 when he was with Kansas City, but I think number 13 is going to look tough on him. If you guys disagree, let me know. We have Russell Gage Jr., and then we also have these last 2 at the bottom of the depth chart just because they can stick around. We have Kyle Pitts, and then we have Hayden Hurst. Those are 2 solid tight ends that we have. We have Jake Matthews. We have Dalton Reisner that we picked up from the Broncos. We have Austin Reeder that we picked up from free agency. We have Chris Lindstrom, who's all right, and then we have Caleb McGarry, which that's not a great situation you got going on for you right there. I moved Brandon Copeland from left outside linebacker to left end because our left ends were bad and I didn't want to keep them around, and we had an abundance of linebackers and these guys can get to the quarterback, and we're moving from a 3-4 to a 4-3. It's what we're doing. We have a decent D tackle that's a 71. We're moving Grady Jarrett back over to D tackle, which is where he came into the league at, and he's a monster. And then we have John Kaminsky here at right end playing on the other side. Block shed's better. Finesse move's not great, but his power move's alright. His play recognition isn't as great, but he's got decent strength. He's 285, he's 6'5". That's a good end size. It is. We moved him over from outside linebacker all the way over here too. We're making moves on the team. We don't always have to trade and dip into free agency to make moves. With the talent we have on the team, we'll be able to make some stuff happen. It's going to be a 4-3 scheme, like I said, so he is going to be out there. He is going to progress. He's going to get better. And if we ever make the switch back to a 4-3, then he's just going to get right back in that position and we move Grady Jarrett to the outside. It's not going to be that huge of a thing. We obviously have Dion Jones on the inside, and we have, don't know how to pronounce it, not going to try. We got him though, and he's a beast. No matter how many times I hear it on TV or hear his name in highlights, I'm not going to be able to say it right. And we have Barcavius Mingo on the other side. Not optimal, not what you want, but it is what it is. We're going to have AJ Terrell starting. I want him to be the #1 corner. I want him to get the most balls thrown his way. I want him to get the most interceptions. I want him to try to be the best that he could be. So we're going to have him there. We're going to have Moreau. We're going to have him as the slot receiver because he's the fastest, and he's going to be able to stick to people who are in the slot, because usually when you have a slot, it's your fastest guy. But that's a decent cornerback core. But if you go up against really, really good talent in the NFL, it's not going to cut it, and we're probably going to see throughout the year, especially since I use the sliders that make it more difficult. With Anthony Harris as our free safety, we have Eric Harris, who was a free safety, but we moved him over because of the deal we made, and especially because we got rid of the rookie we had because it replaces the spot we had for Casanova Hope, who is the running back from the Face of the Franchise series. We have Young Wei Koo, who I think has the best name in the NFL, and then we have the punter, Sterling. So there we go. The draft picks we have now, we have 8 of them. You get 7 to begin the year, but we have 1 first-round pick. We have 3 second-round picks, which I might not use all of them. I might use them as draft capital later down the line. We'll have to see when we come to the offseason. We have 2 thirds, we have a 4th, and we have a 5th. Like I said, I don't really like 6th and 7th round draft picks in Madden. They don't usually hold up when it comes to depth, so I don't like using them. I'm most likely going to get rid of them every year, and it's not because I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't use them in real life, because you can get a lot of value there at the end in real life, but this isn't real life, it's Madden. So it is what it is. They have that little bit of value that can help me get real players like I use them for today. So with that being said, that is the end of this video, wrapping up the introduction to the team. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much and bore you guys, and I hope you guys are excited for the franchise that I'm going to make for you, because I'm excited to play it. I love doing franchises. I like MUT squads. I like all that stuff, and it's all going to be on the channel. So I hope you guys are excited. Like and sub for more if you're ready for that. And thank you so much for watching.